too busy for good talk.
Are you here to discuss your orders, or is there something else you want? I'm promoting you to apprentice rank effective immediately, and here's a little present, 2 spell scrolls. The Divine Intervention will recall you to the nearest Imperial shrine, and the Almsiva Intervention will recall you to the nearest temple. They come in handy for a quick getaway. No thanks needed. You're doing great work. Now head out of here and let me read. I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivec City concerning the Nuravarin in the 6th house. First, I want you to speak with Adviranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morat tongue. Finally, I want you to speak with Morroblivion, a temple priestess. Here. I've written the details down, so you won't forget, and here are 200 drakes for bribes and other expenses.
If I can be of any assistance, I'll be happy to help.
Yes, I'm Morroblivion. Caius sent you. Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a 6th house cult, but I can tell you about the Nuravarin cult. The temple worships Nuravar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nuravarin cult claims the Tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nuravarin cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nuravarin prophecies. The proscribed book Progress of Truth describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius Cosates. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nuravarin cult. This book lists the disputes of the Dissident Priests with Tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles. That means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness. A sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulses and dangerous feelings. The Ashlanders have many superstitions about dreams, but they have superstitions about everything. Caius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple: charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He is a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts the arbitrary power of the ordinators, and like the dissident priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he also loves Morrowind, and he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability.
Argonians are cunning, savage beasts incapable of enlightenment. They are blasphemous travesties of nature with unspeakable fullness in their private and family urges. They are fed only for service, and only when guided by a stern hand can they avoid abomination. The Ashlanders have a prophecy that one day a reincarnation of the legendary hero Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elven nation. But the Tribunal Temple says this is a false and profane superstition, and the Ordinators deal mercilessly with those who profess such beliefs.
As I said, the dissident priests have a book called Progress of Truth, which gives their views on the beliefs of the Nerevarin cult. It's an Ashlander cult primitive superstition, says the temple. Nerevarins say the Tribunal are false gods. I've never understood why the temple wastes so much energy on them. The faithful cannot be shaken by such attacks, and the Ashlanders are just ignorant savages. But since the submission of the temple to the Empire, and the erosion of faith among the Dunmer, the militant wing of the temple is increasingly fierce in its attacks on heretics and heathens.
The Order of the Watch provides guards for temples and shrines.
I do not care for temple politics, but I have read Progress of Truth, and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests, who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the Ordinators. I am careful, but I'm afraid. I'm no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later I too must go into hiding, if it is not too late. When you return to Caius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong, I will leave a message under the agreed code word Amir.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
We are blessed.
A warm welcome to you.
So good to see.
May you find all that you seek, traveler. How are you?
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. How can I help you?
A census and excise agent has been prowling the canton, Vla. And this agent, whose name is Duvianus Platorius, has been showing an interest in Adverenur. So my guess is that while this census and excise agent is making his appearance, Adverenur will be hiding in the underworks. Swims pretty good for a kitty, gets her inspiration from the census and excise, I reckon. Look for trapdoors down from the canalworks level.
Mutsera? What is it, friend?
Welcomes you. How may she favor her new friend?
No, Adverenur is not talking about this with you. No, Adverenur is not talking about this with you because Adverenur is very distracted by an annoying taxman. You do not know this. They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs. And the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things, like Dwemer artifacts and ebony. And a census and excise agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, a census and excise agent is not Adverenur's favorite person. If you want Adverenur to help you make the bad agent go away. You have come from Chaos, so of course he tells you all about Adverenur, how she's a friend of Chaos, and who does little things for Chaos, and who is also a member of the Thieves Guild, not at all important but very helpful and loyal to fellow guild members. Perhaps your ears are clogged. I said, if you wanted Adverenur to help you, go get rid of this agent who is bothering me.
Good hunting.
Greetings,
Go ahead.
a pleasure to meet you. If I can be of any assistance, I'll be happy.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. How can I help you? Yes, her name is Adverenur and she is a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her? What a disappointment, but thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyway, and maybe I'll run into her there.
Tidings, citizen.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
What?
So, are you the one Adverenur must thank for getting rid of the annoying census and excise agent? Indeed, Adverenur is very glad to see you, and very happy to tell a friend of my good friend Chaos all about the Sixth House cult. And Adverenur knows nothing about the Nerevarine, but Adverenur is happy to tell you that too, if it makes Chaos happy. Ask away, friend. This Adverenur knows about because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? Adverenur doesn't know because they are very secret. And this is odd because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kitties full of sweetmeats. Yes, Herenir knows nothing about this Nerevarin cult, because it is just silly superstition. So you tell Chaos this. Nobody in her right mind pays any attention to this nonsense. Prophecies and ancient heroes reborn and other silliness. Fuzzy tales for little kiddies.
May you walk on warm sands.
Is there nothing for you to do?
Yes, Outlander. I simply wish to go to my friend's bookstore, but these troublesome fools are trying to threaten me. They hate my race, and I think they are spoiling for a fight. Perhaps you can speak with them and persuade them to leave us alone. I warn you, say the wrong thing, and they may attack us both.
We are not fangless, friend.
Shut up and butt out, Outlander. It's the filthy lizard we're talking to, not you.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Tell me what you want.
It's an Argonian, and I don't like it, but I can leave it alone.
Mathera.
Are we ready to travel together to Jabash's rare books? When we arrive at my friend's bookstore, I will answer your questions there. Will you travel together with me to Jabash's rare books? We leave the door to the Foreign Quarter Wasteworks, turn right, west. Continue down the hall and across the atrium on the same level. Then follow the opposite corridor west on the other side of the atrium all the way to Jabash's door. I must warn you, unless these troublesome fools are persuaded to behave like civilized beings, there may be fighting and killing if we try to travel together. Thank you. I will follow you to Jabash's rare books, and we will speak further there.
Go ahead. Not now, Outlander. Head on. I think this thing speaks too much.
Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Their hatred saddens and angers me. I hate the custom of despising another on account of his race, and I cannot forgive the narrowness of mind and poverty of spirit that assures them of their right to abuse and attack me for spite or on a whim. Jabash's Rare Books is a bookshop with a wide selection of rare and obscure books. My friend Jabasha, a Khajiit, is the owner. The shop is here in Vivec's foreign quarter, in the lower waste works, on the same level as the Black Shock Corner Club, but down at the end of the west corridor. To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate. For the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary for chaos, but ask your questions, and I'll answer in detail. I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the sixth house, but in the War of the First Council, they betrayed the other great houses, and were destroyed for their treason, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth, the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the Tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him, either. I gave you a summary for chaos. Feel free to read it, of course. When the Ashlanders joined Nerevar in the Battle of Red Mountain, he swore on his great ring, Uniclan under Moon and Star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. But after the victory, Ashlanders say the power-hungry Tribunal slew Nerevar in secret. Then, setting themselves up as gods, the Tribunal and the great houses forgot Nerevar's promises to the tribes. Ashlanders say Nerevar will come again with his ring, cast down the false gods, and make good his promises to the tribes.
What is it, pest?
Always happy to chat with people I like, and I like you.
A book today? May you walk on warm sands. I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Are you here to discuss your orders, or is there something else you want? In the meantime, I'm promoting you to journeyman. You're doing good work, and here are 200 drakes. Go out and treat yourself to a new pair of shoes. And go do some jobs for the guilds or other freelance work, just to keep your cover story current, or get some training. Then, when you're fit and rested, come back and I'll have new orders for you. Yes, congratulations. Just get on with it.
Think it'll rain?